booze. You're not going to play this for my wife, are you?
First pulled up, there was about 25 or 30 people out by the plane. I thought, this ain't so bad. But then we went around the corner, and there's 1,000 or so, or a couple thousand, or whatever it was. It's hard to tell. It looked like the whole airport was packed. Joined the Beatles instead of Van Halen for a second. I thought,
no, he didn't know he had that many friends, really.
I turned and I said, Ringo?
They're the biggest heavy metal band in the world, without a doubt. No one can top them. The new Van Halen is totally awesome.
We're band new.
Yeah, we're a new band that took an old name and just used it.
New Van Halen's bright compared to the old Van Halen. Who needs Simon Dave?
I think they're trying to prove that now that Dave's gone, that they can do just as good or better.
We're not out to really prove anything. It's like we're all musicians. There's no Vegas trip to it anymore.
Yeah, so reach for the golden ring. Reach for the sky. Baby, just spread your wings. Get higher, higher, straight up we'll fly. We'll get higher,
This is the most incredible band on this planet. Everyone's playing is incredible. On stage, we're able to play any song we want, anytime. We had the same influences in the past. You know, when we say let's jam or something, any guy in this band can start playing a song, and all of us know it. Some old Cream tune, like today we were jamming Politician.
Well, we
or
didn't
some
know
old
that one
Zeppelin tune or something.
Well, let's put it this way. I've never heard anybody play guitar like Ed. And Sammy compliments Ed not only vocally, but also in the guitar. Musically, I think the band is completely expanded. Because Sammy plays guitar, it allows Ed to further pursue his interest in keyboards and whatever other musical directions he goes into.
Sammy, shut up, will you?
I can't.
5 or 10 minutes to get him in there.
I want to check the keyboard on why can't this be long.
All right.
It's against my religion not to talk, though, so please.
Zeke.
Wait till they hear how loud my bass is.
You know, it's like you can't even compare to anything. You just say, yes, that is success. If you want to just measure it against chart success, concert success, we love the album. Everybody in this band, I mean, is just so proud of this record. That's success, you know. So it's completely successful. The four of us are working so great on stage. That's successful. It's all successful, and you know, whatever you're measuring against, or whatever your word for success is, your meaning of it.
All right. Say your words. Billy's got a shirt on.
The first time we got together was like we've been together for years. It was incredible. You know, I don't mean to put a certain person down, but it's like there's no more limits, no more governor, you know. It's like just we can do anything we want.
Well, we had a toothache for about 11 years, and finally went to the dentist, had it extracted, and now we've got a crown with a gold cap on it.
I think they've really pulled off something incredible. When a primary member of a band leaves a rock and roll band, there's always speculation that the band can never be the same, and I think actually they've improved themselves.
When Dave quit the band, Alex, Mike, and I were just pretty devastated, really. We were just sitting there going, now what, you know? I mean, here we've worked with a guy for 11 years, so to speak, and he just kind of like took off.
we were just a little bit, no, we weren't a little bit, we were a lot pissed off. We just came off a major tour in 1984. It was the best-selling record we ever had. It went to #2 in Billboard. We had the first ever #1 single. Every place we played, we were sold out. And we were just itching to go and do the next record because Edward had written a lot of music. And Dave wanted to be a movie star. About the only thing that I can say that really ticked me off about the whole situation was that it was not told to us straight across the board.
Well, it wasn't the creative part of working with him. I think we made some great music together. And he was just living with the guy. He treated everybody like a little lower than him, including us in the band. And, you know, that's not the way a band works. And now with Sammy, we're a band. We're really a band. We're all equal. Nobody's the big cheese, so to speak. And what I could never figure out is why he was the big cheese, except for his attitude, you know. Because Al and I and Mike were, you know, basically the driving force, you know. But he was good at the mouth.
At that point, Ed and I really didn't know what the hell we wanted to do. People were calling Ed, Brian May, Pete Townsend, Phil Collins, a number of people, and we were not quite sure whether we wanted to do a all-star record, just different people on a different song, or whether it just remain Van Halen. Well, we flipped the coin, and we both won. We wanted to keep Van Halen, and that's the way it went. And then Sammy walked in, and that was it. In '77, when we first signed to Warner Brothers, the idea of having Sammy as the vocalist for Van Halen was tossed around. Not by the band, but by the powers that be. And we didn't find out about that until maybe 3 or 4 years after the fact. And it never materialized because of contractual differences, etc. But and here's my favorite term, as fate will have it.
One day my Lamborghini broke down, and I ended up at Claudio's. You know, just sitting there shooting it. And he just got off the phone with Sammy. Sammy's car broke down too, you know. And Claudio goes, Ed, you seem a little depressed. You know, and I go, yeah, man, I'm bummed. Our singer just took off. And he goes, hey, why didn't you call Sammy? I just talked to Sammy. Why didn't you call Sammy? So I said, give me his number, man. I called him right there from his shop.
Well, the first time we got together was actually, believe it or not, we tried to have a business meeting, if you can believe that. I wanted to know what they wanted to do, what their schedule was. I was just getting ready to go in and do an album. In 2 weeks, I was starting my next album. So I was all ready. My band was rehearsed. My songs were written. So we had a sort of a business meeting for about 2 hours. I mean, it was like stupid. We didn't even get anything said. We didn't get anywhere. Finally, thank God, Eddie says, well, let's just jam something. So they'd gotten together all night and jammed some couple songs, just some music, some pieces of Summer Nights and pieces of Good Enough, just the riff. So we went in there and I just sang. First time they just started playing Summer Nights and I just was scatting around through the verses and I sang Summer Nights.
And right off the bat, Sammy just came up with a melody, lyrics, everything. I mean, I was going, where's this guy from, you know? It blew me away. Don Landy was just going, you know, jaws dropped. You know, and I remember Don pushed the talkback switch, you know, in the middle of one, and he goes, I think you guys, you know, got a new band happening here.
The scariest I've ever been on stage, besides the first gig with Montrose, which was my first concert, you know, big concert, was the first Van Halen show. I had butterflies. I was a nervous wreck. I was pacing. I was sweating before I walked out from not warming up, just from tension. I was really, really nervous. My manager did a crazy thing to us. Our manager. He booked us in Shreveport, Louisiana, a town, maybe one of 3 towns in the United States that I've never played because I never had airplay in it. So he starts the tour there, right, where I'm like, Sammy who?